Good afternoon, and welcome to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. I am your host, Kevin King. He is I, and I am him, the 800 Credit Score Man himself. And thank you once again for coming in, giving me half an hour of your time to listen to the 800 Credit Score Man Show, a show that is dedicated to helping you increase your credit scores, which does what for you? Increasing your credit scores, lowers your interest rates, and it helps you save money. And so, since we have been dealing with, questions in the last couple of shows and dealing with a recap, today we're going to talk all about increase, because that's what this show is all about. So everybody shout increase, or turn to your neighbor and say increase. I sound like my pastor. I'm going to stop before I get struck by lightning. So today I'm going to say we're going to talk all about increase and how can I increase my credit score. That's going to be the topic for today. So again, thank each and every one of you for coming in and listening to the 800 Credit Score Man Show. Click, share, follow, all those things wherever you find me. So of course, I'm on Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker.com. You can follow me there. If you follow me there, I will follow you back. And also, you'll also be able to know when a show is posted or aired right away. So follow me on Spreaker.com. The show is also on iTunes. If you are an iPhone user, it's also on Google Play as well. So wherever you want to catch me, you can catch me. So again, it's the 800 Credit Score Man Show, and welcome in to the show. So today we're going to talk about increase. And so what I'm going to do right off top, I'm going to talk about the first thing you need to do, and this is more about maintenance rather than increasing your credit score, but maintenance. So the first thing you have to do, of course, is pay your bills on time. That's the very first thing that you have to do, is make sure that you pay your bills on time. And when I talk about bills, I'm talking about the things that are appearing on your credit report, because I'm dealing with increasing your credit report. I'm not talking about your overall debt necessarily and things like that. I'm talking about what's on your credit report, and this is how you're going to increase or maintain that good credit score that you already have. So you've got to pay your bills on time. And what's on your credit report? Your car note is on your credit report. Your mortgage is on your credit report. Student loans, credit cards, those items are located on your credit report. Now, here's what's not on your credit report. Your cable bill is not on your credit report. Unless you let it go bad and go into collections, your cable bill is not on your credit report. Your cell phone is not on your credit report. Utilities, if you pay tolls for the toll road wherever you are on a monthly basis through some online system, that's not on your credit report. And your car insurance is another example of things that are not on your credit report. So make sure you pay the bills that are actually on your credit report, so you can maintain and help yourself when it comes to your credit score. Now, if you're not sure what's actually on your particular credit report, you've got to get your credit report. So the first thing you want to do is go to www.annualcreditreport.com. Go to www.annualcreditreport.com and get your free credit report there. You won't get a score, but you'll know exactly what's on your credit report. Some of you out there are not sure if you had something, an account go bad or not, and if it's located on your credit report. Well, once you get that credit report, you'll be able to see. If you think there's an account that went bad, or you paid late one time and you're not sure if it was 30 days late or what have you, when you get your credit report, you'll be able to see any and all of those things. If you have something that went to collections before and you haven't heard from those people in quite some time, then you want to go ahead and get your credit report and take a look and see if it's on your credit report at this point in time. So make sure that you do those things. I'm not sure if some people, well, actually, I am positive that some people think just because they don't owe anyone that their credit should be good. Now, that's not the case. Just because you don't owe anyone doesn't mean that your credit score or your credit should be good. The whole system, or not everything, but the majority of the system is predicated upon you paying people and you paying them on time. That's how your credit worthiness is judged. So unfortunately, you do have to owe some people. So it doesn't matter if you owe somebody $400, $4,000, or $400,000. How well do you pay them? That's the whole question, and that's what's being judged. Now, I know it may seem bass backwards, but that's the system that we use. So some call it, the debt trap. And there's some validity to that. There's absolutely some validity to that because you have to owe some people for them to be able to evaluate, if you will, pay the money back, and if you're credit worthy to be granted additional funds or additional credit. So unfortunately, for the people out there that think, well, I don't owe anybody, so my credit score should be good, that's not necessarily the case. You've got to be able to show that you have borrowed some money from someone that reports to the credit bureau. It could be if you had a car or credit card or something of that nature. If you borrowed from them and then you've been able to pay it back in a timely manner, that's how you're being judged. So you've got to go ahead and do that. Now, while I'm here, I do want to mention, because it's come up a lot lately, about paying off your credit cards on a monthly basis. A lot of people are fortunate enough to be able to use their credit cards. A lot of people use them for reward points. They'll use their credit cards and then they'll pay them off at the end of the month, or when that payment is due. Now, that is a good thing for you when it comes to your debt. Hopefully you have the timing correct so you don't pay any interest at all on whatever you charged on your account. You're getting all these reward points, and hopefully one day you'll be able to take a trip somewhere or get a TV for free or whatever it is you're going to do with your reward points, and that's good. Not everybody is that fortunate, but let me caution you about paying off your credit card that way without looking at the system and making sure you are doing it in a manner that you want to show that you're using a credit card, and so it can help you increase your credit score. So two things happen when you do that, or two potential things happen when you pay off your credit card every month on a monthly basis. One, your credit report may show that you have a zero balance every month because you pay it off every month and it shows you have a zero balance. Now, that's a good thing. It's a good thing for you. Unfortunately, sometimes, since the credit bureau isn't aware that you use the card at all, because they're not getting reports when you go to the grocery store and you use that credit card and you spend $100. They're not getting that report. They're going to get the end of the month report from the credit card company themselves. So if it started with zero and it ended with zero, they may not know that you're using the card at all. So they don't have anything to judge you off of because it shows zero all of the time. So that's not necessarily helping your credit score. It's great for your debt. It's great that you're not paying interest on it. It's great for reward points, but you're not necessarily getting all of the points, if you will, when it comes to increasing or maintaining your credit score. The second thing that can happen when you do it in this manner and you pay it off at the end of the month, you may fall in the category where your payment is due and the reporting from your credit card company are not in sync. So you may have a $4,000 limit, and every month you spend $3,500 of that, but you pay it off every month. Sometimes, because of the timing of when your payment is due and when it's being reported, your credit card could show that you have a balance every month of $3,500. Now, if you have a balance of $3,500 every month on a $4,000 limit, then your debt utilization ratio is way too high. And that is absolutely hurting your credit score. That's absolutely going to hurt your credit score. So I want to caution you guys about doing that without knowing how that falls for you, because it's going to be very specific. Not every company reports at the same time. Not every credit bureau reports at the same time. And not everybody's payment is due at the same time. So you want to make sure that you follow up with your credit card company and you take a look at your credit reports and see if that's what's happening with you. I'll suggest to you that you sign up with a free service such as a Credit Karma. That's www.creditkarma.com. That's CreditKarma.com. Make sure you sign up with somebody like that. It could be Credit Sesame, it could be Quizzle, but sign up with someone that you can go on 24/7 and take a look at your credit report and see if that's the case for you. So, all right. So that's one way for you to maintain more so than increase your credit scores. But that's what I wanted to give you off top today when we started the show. Now, second thing, one of the easiest ways to establish or increase your credit score is to obtain a credit card. Now, we just talked about that the system basically is bad actors when it comes to that. You got to owe somebody so they can judge you and see that you are paying and will pay on time. But to get a credit card, now, oftentimes a store card is easier to get than, say, from XYZ credit company. So if you go into a store and they're offering you a credit card, that may be one way for you to increase your credit score, especially if you have a lower score and you're trying to establish some credit. If you can get a card there, that'll help you out. Now, sometimes those stores give you very low limits. Other times they give you really large limits. But whatever it is, if you can get one of those and maintain it in good condition, then that will help you increase your credit score. Now, that doesn't mean go out and spend all that they give you. Again, do not do that. You've got to know yourself. Know thyself is what I always say. So if you get a credit card from XYZ store and they give you $1,000, don't spend $990. Now you have a 99% debt utilization ratio. You should be at 30%. So you need to spend $300 or less on that card. To help you increase your score, once you get this card, what you want to do is use it. You want to use the card. I say use it, and over 3 months, take 3 equal payments and pay it off. Yes, you'll pay some interest on it, but the benefits of your increase in your credit score may be well worth the interest that you do pay. Now, of course, the reason that these cards at stores are easier to get, there is a caveat to that. So you're going to have a higher interest rate. You're not going to be able to negotiate. You're not going to say, well, I don't want to pay the 25.49%. You're not going to be able to say that. It is what it is, and that's what you'll have to pay. So there is a caveat to that for sure. However, if you're establishing credit, I think the benefits outweigh what's going on with the interest rates in this particular case. All right, so that's what I wanted to give you about increasing and utilizing your credit cards, and utilizing your credit cards on your to help you increase your credit scores. Now, another opportunity that you'll have to increase your credit score is really off of utilizing a credit union. So there, a lot of people are part of a credit union, and if you're unaware, there's a process or a program that they have that is called a credit builder loan. So in this, it's an excellent way to increase your score. It's a loan, so it's like a personal loan. So that's part of your mix. That is very good for your credit score. It's part of your mix. So it's better than, if you will, getting a credit card. You'll be able to get a credit builder loan. Here's what you do. Go to your credit union and you tell them what you're trying to do. You want to get a credit builder loan because you're trying to build your credit score up. What they'll do is, they will grant you a loan. It works a lot like a secured card. And I should have mentioned secured cards while I was talking about credit cards, but I will after the credit builder. So what they'll do is they'll give you a loan. You don't take the money in your hand. They'll give you a loan. Let's say they give you a loan for $500. Now you have an account that has an installment payment on it. It's probably over 6 months, or maybe they'll stretch it over 12 months. But whatever it is, they'll give you a loan, and you'll make payments on that particular loan over the next few months. Now, if you don't want to deal with paying somebody for the next 12 months, then I suggest you go ahead, take a small loan, pay it off over the next 5 or 6 months. It's going to report to your credit bureau. When it reports to your credit bureau, it'll show that you have an installment loan, and your credit scores will increase because you have an installment loan and you've paid it in good fashion. However, oftentimes with the credit unions, what they'll do is the interest that you pay on that particular loan, you don't lose, and they don't take it. They give it to you when you finish paying off the loan. So when you finish paying it off, you'll get that money